Hello, welcome back to Football United TV. I'm your host Matt King, and we are going to give you quick updates on what's happened in the FA Cup this week, because that's all that's been happening. No Champions League. We'll talk about that at the weekend because they're coming up and they're very important games. We will also talk to you about what happened between Tottenham and Norwich in the FA Cup, because there was a little incident with Eric Dier. We've got a little video for you to show, and you can have your thoughts and opinions on it. And I'll give you my thoughts and opinions on it too, of course. But firstly, let's get into the results of the FA Cup this week. On Monday, the 2nd of March, Portsmouth versus Arsenal. That ended 2-0 to Arsenal. Tuesday, the 3rd of March, Chelsea 2, Liverpool 0. Reading 1, Sheffield United 2, West Bromwich Albion 2, Newcastle United 3. And on Wednesday, the 4th of March, Leicester City 1, Birmingham City 0, Sheffield Wednesday 0, Manchester City 1. And of course, we're going to talk about this. Tottenham Hotspur 1, Norwich City 1, but Norwich City winning 3-2 on penalties. Congratulations to them. Also tonight, Monday night, Man United beating Derby 3-0. Amazing performance from Man United, actually. A lot of people thought that Derby would at least get something, or a goal or two against us, because they were very hyped about it, especially having Wayne Rooney. He had a few chances, a very good free kick, but Romero tipping it over the goal from a fingertip save. So they are through to face Norwich in the next round, and we're going to give you an update now on the fixtures of the quarterfinals. Quarterfinals happening on Saturday the 21st of March. We have Leicester City versus Chelsea, Newcastle United versus Manchester City, Norwich versus Man United, and Sheffield United versus Arsenal. All Premier League teams now in the quarterfinals of the FA Cup. That hasn't actually happened in a fair while, so it's a domination of the Premier League, definitely, like it was in the Champions League and the Europa League last season. It just shows you what sort of form the league is actually on at the moment. And congratulations to everybody that's pretty much got through to the quarters, you know, because it's a tough battle. There's a lot of teams that go into the FA Cup. It's the oldest competition in the world of football. You ask people all over the world, they know about the FA Cup. It's a big, big thing, even though the media give it hype like it isn't anymore. It actually is. So let's give you a quick update on what's happening in the Premier League this weekend before we talk about the Eric Dier situation. At 12:30 kickoff time, Saturday the 7th of March, Liverpool versus AFC Bournemouth, Arsenal versus West Ham United, London derby there, Crystal Palace versus Watford. Watford doing very well, obviously beating Liverpool 3-0 the other week. Sheffield United versus Norwich City, and they're doing very well, obviously beating Tottenham in the FA Cup. Southampton versus Newcastle United, Wolverhampton Wanderers versus Brighton and Hove Albion, Burnley versus Tottenham Hotspur. That's on the Saturday. And on Sunday the 8th of March, Chelsea versus Everton, all blue derby, and Manchester United versus Manchester City. Manchester derby, looking forward to that. Obviously Man United beat Man City at the Etihad the first time round this season. Can they do it again? Man City have been very much on form recently, winning the Carabao Cup against Aston Villa, and Man United just beating Derby tonight 3-0. But the main talk tonight, we're talking about Eric Dier. And before we even talk about it, let's just show you the video right now of exactly what happened. And maybe you can write your comments down below and let us know what you think, because at the end of the day, it was quite an amazing thing to happen after a match. Doesn't usually happen in English football. So let's have a look now. yeah, my thoughts basically on what you could see there is his brother was in the crowd. He was getting a lot of stick from it sounds to me like a drunken fan getting a lot of stick who he obviously knew that he was his brother. And Eric Dier, after the end of the match, sort of recognised that this was happening and just went straight up into the crowd. He pretty much hurdled himself all the way up, right up into it, where this person obviously was, as you can see. Didn't hit him or anything, and there's a lot of comments coming out saying he was bashing someone. He went to, definitely, there's no doubt about that. But like Jose Mourinho says, I agree the fact that if you saw someone in your family, even your friends, to be fair, they were in the crowd of your place at work, they were coming to appreciate what you do, and they're taking that sort of abuse, you're going to go up there and maybe not necessarily physically hurt them or anything, but you would, come up there and say, look, you need to sort it out, get out of here, you know what I mean, security, go and call him out, whatever it is. So it was a bit unprofessional of him to do that, but at the same time, when that red mist happens, especially when it comes down to being family, you know, it's understandable. So I don't think Tottenham will probably do anything about it. The FA probably won't do anything about it. And to be honest, I don't think Eric Dier is going to really give a shit about whatever comes to him about it, because he knows that that was a genuine thing to do, to look out for somebody that's taken that sort of jip. It's bad enough, like, you're getting the racist chance. Imagine if someone was being called what they get called when this racism happens when you're playing football, and then they go into the crowd to try and beat them up. It's sort of flip around. Everyone would make out that, like, it's, unacceptable, but it's not really. Like, if you can get that sort of abuse, you can definitely just take it the wrong way. You can either stop play, or you can go up there and try and confront them in some sort of way. I mean, maybe that does help. You've seen a lot of that lately anyway, like even with the England game when they had the racism problem in... So Montenegro, I think it was either Montenegro or Bulgaria, one or the other, but I believe they had problems at both of these games. But one of the players of one of these teams pretty much went into the crowd, sort of said, what's your problem? Why are you doing this? Like, we just want to play this game of football. You come here to watch a game of football and you're disrespecting someone because of the colour of their skin. So there's no need to just go and harass people at a football game. There is a fine line. You can have a joke and a laugh in the crowd and all that. You can have a shits and giggles, whatever you want to call it. But I don't think it's right to insult somebody like that. You hear Peter Crouch talking about it recently as well. Like, his family would be at a football game when he's playing for England, and there'd be people in their vicinity, right around them, pretty much calling him a lanky streak of piss, like, calling him names because of his height, and it's horrible. They've said it was horrible for him, like it was a crying moment, it's not very nice to go to a sort of thing like that. So I completely agree with the stance that Jose Mourinho said about the fact that anybody in that position would do the same thing, if they've seen that sort of abuse happen. We need to figure out and find out more about that, really, to be fair. I've read into it about it all day, and it seems to me that's pretty much legit. Tottenham have even got in contact with the supporters that videoed some of the footage and people that saw it, and they're trying to find the culprit who was involved with during Eric Dier's brother and family. So apart from that moment in football this week, it's been very good. It's been a very good week, and we've got Champions League and Premier League coming up, as we said. We'll give you a Champions League update probably on Sunday or Monday night. Thank you for subscribing, tuning in. Thank you for Eric, and thank you for Dan for the vlog the other night. And yeah, if you can, subscribe, share, like, it would mean so much. Thank you for viewing, and it's Thursday night now, Thirsty Thursday. I hope you're having a great one, and enjoy your weekend. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.